The business came from a dream, and the dream was to come and try and disrupt the medical insurance industry at that particular time, to try and offer products that the market was not offering. I think the first milestone for I as an entrepreneur was to raise capital. And I raised capital from friends and family to get the license, which was the second milestone, to get the regulator agreeing that can go ahead with the idea as a medical insurance provider, setting up Resolution Health East Africa Limited. 5 years later, 2007, again raising capital to buy an IT system, our first proper health insurance IT system. That was right. We raised money from a South African business, who we later bought out. 2010, we did a private placement where shareholders injected more capital into the business. We then started doing just not health, but employee benefit products. The next milestone is 2012, when ADC from Germany invested to 25.1%. And then, of course, the next major one is conversion to a general insurance company in 2014, where we became Resolution Insurance. And by the time I was selecting medical insurance, the product never existed. The product, medical insurance, existed but there was no product written in Kenya. Because you need to if you go back a bit of history, people never used to buy medical insurance because there was no demand. If you required to go to hospital, you go to government hospitals. So by the time I was going to school to do my chartered exams, I'd already identified health insurance now. So I was in the pioneer stage of it. I saw, first of all, there was a need. It was the fastest growing category of insurance. It still is up to now. Medical insurance became commoditized in that consumers were just looking at price. Because you would try and be innovative, you design a new product, it's imitated and copied in a short time, and someone comes in at a lower market entry pricing. So it was important that we had created a brand, we had created an engine, a distribution and management that understood insurance. So the idea to diversify into impact, into the lower end spectrum, and to other products, engineering, marine, motor. 7 years later, when the traditional insurance companies realized there's a market here that they're not tapping into, based on their structure, and some of these businesses have been here for 80 years, they entered into the medical insurance space and disrupted it. All of a sudden, you're waking up to new competition who are not investing in innovation. They're just waiting for you to design a product and they copy it. The conversion from Resolution Health to Resolution Insurance came from regulatory pressure. That we were big enough, risk was farmed out to a reinsurer, but our balance sheet was bigger than most insurance companies. So the regulator came into us and one other player and said, you must convert. Again, that going back to raising capital, bringing other members into the business. We brought in capital and brought in other investors into the business. So to change the strategy, sometimes you have divergent opinions in the boardroom to make sure that the business goes to the right direction. And of course, brand equity, to maintain brand equity at the highest level is very, very difficult. What has helped the business is focus on what we started to do, and that is providing quality services, making sure you pay claims, making sure the brand is alive, motivating the team internally to ensure that they deliver the promises that you have made to the public. Then also agility. The business has been very agile to tap into new space. When you find that there's an opportunity somewhere, you move into that particular space. The idea to get Resolution Insurance to what it traditionally was in the beginning. When you're busy trying to grow, the foundation cracks a bit when you bring talent from other businesses. They come from a different mindset. By the time you try and bring that culture back, it's very, very difficult. And that's currently my drive, to make sure that the culture goes to what it used to be. My dream for this business was to make sure that we're in the top 5 in Kenya. to scale into other regions, which we still want to do, and then of course to give shareholder value as we improve employee value proposition. I engage with customers often. The customers want to be assured that the promise you have made to us will be delivered. We have waned a bit in that particular area. Of course, that means the business model has to be adjusted slightly. The culture has to be adjusted to make sure that it fits into that particular drive of serving the customer. When we set up the business, we decided we will not be like any other insurance company. So we did things a bit different. We treated our brokers like family. We have family fun days for brokers. We had engagement with medical service providers outside business. We intend to go back to doing exactly those things that we did. A proud moment for me is when I meet a lady in the streets with a child, maybe 5 to 10 years old, who tells me, "This is a resolution, baby. You paid my maternity bill." Another proud moment is when I meet a salesperson who started with us as a business consultant and has gone on to set up their own business as a distributor, maybe as an agency or as a brokerage, and they're still distributing our product. That I'm proud about. Another proud moment is when I meet an investor who is interested in supporting my vision, and eventually we get into a deal and they invest money into the business.